Heads of state and government of the Southern African Development Community today convened a virtual extraordinary summit to launch the regional's block humanitarian appeal. A SADC Council of Ministers meeting was held on Sunday ahead of today's meeting of heads of state and government. We get more from the following report.
The SADC region is facing one of its worst droughts in years. Zimbabwe, Malawi and Zambia have declared a state of disaster. The SADC Regional Vulnerability Assessment has given way to an extraordinary summit to launch the humanitarian appeal. In Zimbabwe alone, more than 7 million people are food insecure.
My government has rolled out a broad array of proactive, production-driven interventions as part of our country's drought mitigation and adaptation strategies. In this respect, Zimbabwe has adopted a wheat-based food security matrix, which taps into our comparative and competitive advantage in growing wheat during winter seasons. We look ahead to future seasons with optimism, encouraged by our increased dam capacity and the land under irrigation.
The ruling Zanu PF has effected changes to 3 portfolios in its politburo. The politburo acts as the operational body of the Central Committee. Former party secretary for legal affairs, Advocate Jacob Mudenda, is now the party's treasurer general, replacing Patrick Chinamasa, who now heads the party's legal department. Herbert Chitepo School of Ideology principal Munyaradzi Machacha now becomes the party's political commissar. In an address late on Monday, Secretary for Administration Obert Mpofu announced that outgoing Commissar Mike Bima remains a Politburo member.
His Excellency, the President and First Secretary of the party, Comrade Dr. E.D. Mnangagwa, has made the following reassignments to the Revolutionary ruling party's politburo portfolios, and this is with immediate effect. 1. Comrade Advocate J.F. Mudenda has been reassigned to be the party's treasurer general. He was formerly the party's secretary for legal affairs. 2. Comrade M. Machacha has been reassigned to be the party's secretary for the commissariat. He was formerly the Revolutionary Party's principal of the Chitepo School of Ideology. 3. Comrade Patrick Chinamasa has been reassigned to be the party's secretary for legal affairs. He was formerly the party's treasurer general. 4. Comrade Dr. M.C. Bima, who was the party's secretary for the commissariat, remains a politburo member.
UFC welterweight champion Themba Gorimbo sent an ominous warning to online trolls after earning a dominant but uneventful decision win against Brahimaj over the weekend. Earlier in the week, Themba Gorimbo broke down in tears during the pre-fight press conference as he revealed that his wrestling coach's mother had sadly passed away and that he was unable to spend time with her due to training Gorimbo for the UFC Vegas 92 fight. Tragically, Gorimbo had personally asked his coach to stay with him in training camp for Brahimaj as they thought that they'd have enough time to make it home, only to hear news of her passing in the hours before the press conference. Whilst the vast majority of MMA fans understood the incredibly difficult situation that both Gorimbo and his team found themselves in, a small subsection of the community opted instead to troll and harass the welterweight for such a display of emotion.
Konapo, ipapo pa ZTN Prime, DSTV channel 294, the place to be.